Hey, first grade. Happy Get Active Day of our Spirit Week. As always, you need a paper and a pencil, so go get that. Today we have little Samantha here to learn with us and be a student, just like you are being a student at home. Today we're talking about prepositions. Samantha and everybody else, clap prepositions. Ready, go.
Prepositions.
Count it.
Prepositions.
How many syllables?
4 syllables.
Great job, Samantha. Prepositions is a word that has 4 syllables. Prepositions tell us where something happens. For example, look at where these mice are. They're beside the table, above the table, on the table, behind the table, next to the table, towards the table, beneath the table. All those words that tell us where something is are prepositions. Say so cool.
It's so cool.
Nice job, Samantha. Samantha, prepositions help us make our sentences way more interesting. So we have this sentence. Samantha, do you want to read it for us? This one right here with an R?
Yeah.
What is it?
Raphael runs.
Raphael runs. Everybody think. How could we add a preposition to make that sentence more interesting? Samantha, choose a preposition on this poster with the mice.
On.
On. Raphael runs on. What should he run on?
On the table.
On the table. That must be a big table. Nice. Raphael runs on the table. That sentence is way more interesting than Raphael runs, isn't it? Nice. Great job, Samantha. Samantha, we're going to use prepositions to make this next sentence longer too. Everyone, when at home, you're thinking of how you could make this sentence more interesting with prepositions. Everybody, let's all read this together. Ready, go. Kate
found a
coin. Kate found a coin. I have a question. Where did Kate find the coin? What do you think, Samantha?
In the cave.
In the cave. Samantha used a preposition. It's actually not on this poster, but a preposition is a word. And a preposition is a word that tells us where something is. Kate found a coin in the cave. Awesome. Samantha, that sentence is already way more interesting, but I have another question for you all. What kind of coin did she find in the cave?
She found a Spanish coin.
Great remembering, Samantha. Kate found a Spanish coin in the cave. Think, everybody. What do you notice about this sentence? It was first, Kate found a coin. And now it was, Kate found a Spanish coin in the cave. What do you notice about the sentence? Samantha, what do you notice?
I noticed the sentence got bigger.
It got bigger. Exactly. I noticed that too. What else?
It tells us where she found the Spanish coin and what kind of coin she got.
Everybody, let's give Samantha the incredible cheer. Samantha, you are incredible. Like the hug. And that cheer is for you at home. If you also notice that this sentence got so much more interesting once we added that preposition in the cave and once we added that detail of the Spanish coin. Awesome job, Samantha, and all our friends at home. Today, your job is to make these 3 sentences more interesting by adding these prepositions. So we have the sentences, Zoe visits the bookshop, Bryant hops on 1 foot, and Valeria slips on the ice. you are going to add prepositions to these sentences, like the prepositions from this poster to these sentences to make them more interesting. Does that sound good, Samantha?
Yeah.
Awesome job. Thanks for joining us today, Samantha. Prepositions that you add to these sentences. Moving on, the next thing we're talking about is this tricky spelling G. This tricky G makes the G sound, but we also know that sometimes it makes the J sound. I want to remind you that first we always try the G sound. Let's read these words with the G sound. G. Gum. Glad. Dog. Nice. I hope you beat me to it. First, we try the G sound. If the G sound doesn't make sense, then we try the J sound. We try the J sound second. Let's see if the G sound makes sense. G, not a word. J, gem. Okay, that makes sense. Let's try this one. G, I tried this G sound first. It didn't make sense. Now I'm going to try the J sound. J, germ. Oh, nice. There's actually 3 spellings for this J sound. The first spelling that you knew from kindergarten was the J. The J makes the J sound. Read that word. Jump. Power bar. All right, the J sometimes spells the J sound. Sometimes the G spells the J sound. Read that word. Gem. Yeah, and that power bar is even bigger than the J. That means the G is used to spell the J even more than the J is. Gem. And sometimes the GE spelling makes the J sound. J. Fringe. And show me that power bar. I can barely see it, it's so tiny. Yeah, the GE is only used a little bit to spell the J sound. Guess what? We get to read the Picnic by the River story again. I know, lucky us. It's a great story. It also helps our brains when we read it 2 times. We already previewed these words yesterday, but I want to remind you again of that strategy that we use when we come to a word that we don't know. First, we look for parts we know. All right, let's try this word. Let's look for parts. Okay, I know double F makes f. I know ED, edit. Okay, ED spells T in this word. Okay, I know that part. Now I'm going to decode. S, T, D. Now I'm going to blend it. Stuffed. You can always use that strategy to read any word that you see that you don't know. I want to remind you that there's lots of ways to spell the S sound. Sometimes the C spells the S sound, like Grace or Spencer. Sometimes the CE spells the S sound, like voice. Voika doesn't make sense. The CE spells the S sound. Sometimes SE makes this sound in rinsed. We have that ed-t. Let's do that ed-t cheer. Past tense marker. Ready, go. Ed-t, ed-t. Past tense marker, spelled ed, spelled ed. Yeah. The past tense marker is spelled ed in all of these words, but it makes the t sound. It's like picked, stuffed, asked. And then we have our 2-syllable words, picnic, basket, and river. You heard the story always. First, I will read it to you. Next, we'll echo read. And then after that, the most important part is when you read it out loud. My turn. The picnic by the river. Last summer, the Spencers had a picnic by the river. They had a picnic basket filled with food. It was stuffed with all sorts of good things. Chicken wings, ham, grapes, chips, and cupcakes. Mr. Spencer set the basket down. Grace and Jill went for a swim by the river. After their swim, the children raced back to the spot where the picnic basket was. When they got there were ants marching down the side of their picnic basket. The ants were marching off with some food. The Spencers had set their basket down next to the center of a big ant hill. Yikes! Grace shouted in a loud voice. Who asked these ants to the picnic? Mr. Spencer picked up the picnic basket and brushed off the ants. Much of the food was in plastic bags, so it was safe from the ants. Grace and Jill rinsed off the grapes after they brushed off the rest of the ants. Get me out of the way. The Spencers sat down and ate their picnic lunch. This time, they sat far from the center of the ant hill. After lunch, Mr. Spencer asked, Should we pack up our stuff and get back to the farm? Not yet, said Grace, and glanced back at the ant hill. She smiled and slipped some bits of cupcake and ham into her pocket. Then she ran to the ant hill. She set bits of cupcake and ham on the ground next to the ant hill. There, she said, that will be lunch for the ants. I think the ants are cool when they are not crawling on our basket. Awesome. Now it is your turn. Oh, no, that's not what it is now. It's our echo read, isn't it? All right, my turn and then your turn. Make sure you have your voice on and you're reading out loud. My turn. The picnic by the river. Your turn. Last summer, the Spencers had a picnic by the river. Your turn. My turn. They had a picnic basket filled with food. Your turn. My turn. It was stuffed with all sorts of good things. Your turn. My turn. Chicken wings, ham, grapes, chips, and cupcakes. Your turn. My turn. Mr. Spencer set the picnic basket down. Grace and Jill went for a swim in the river. Your turn. My turn. After their swim, the children raced back to the spot. Your turn. Where the picnic basket was. My turn. When I got there, the ants were marching down the side of their picnic basket. Your turn. Oops, when they got there. My turn. The ants were marching off with some food. Your turn. I keep skipping words. Some of the food. Oops. My turn. The Spencers had set their basket down. Your turn. Next to the center of a big anthill. Your turn. Awesome. Now we have echo read 2 pages. Make sure to pause the video. Read all of the pages all by yourself. Pause and read this page. Pause and read this page. Pause and read this page. Oops. Pause and read this page. Has grown from reading out loud. We are going to do some discussion questions. I will show you the question and then you will write the answer. I want to remind you that when we get a question after reading, do we just like pull it out of our head? Do we just guess? No, what do we do? I can hear you. Yeah, that's what we do. We go back. Do it with me. Go back. Go back to the text. Go back. Go back. Go back to the text. We go back to the text, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Ms. Tarbox, it's really hard to go back to the text in a video. I'm going to show you a way to get to the text in that email that we send out every day. Every day you're going to see the reading section, or down here in the Spanish, it's called lectura. There's a link that says today's story, or la historia de hoy. Click on that link that says today's story, and you will get the text. This page is a lot easier to look back at to find your answer. So if you ever want to open that, that is in the email. Si quieres abrir la cuenta, cada día es en el email. dice la cuenta de hoy o la historia de hoy y debes abrirlo para usar cuando haces respuestas a las preguntas. The first question that you should go back to the text and look for is what was in the picnic basket. Go back to the text and find it. Also write your page number and be specific. Don't just tell me elephants or don't just tell me food. Be really specific for this one. Your next question to answer and send is why was the food in the picnic basket safe from the ants? You don't need to rewrite these questions, you just need to write your answer and the page number that you found it on. Make sure to go back to the text to find your answer. To finish up today, we're going to practice some tricky words and sounds. I hope you are doing this video every day so you know your tricky words super well to go to second grade. We're going to race. We're going to see who can read them faster. Ready, go. Today. Down? No, down, down. Because. You beat me. Tomorrow, you're right. Could. Would. When. Oh, I got it. Word. Tricky sound spellings. You beat me on the tricky words. Let's see if I can beat you here. Ready, go. Qua. Ready, go. E. Ready, go. Ready, go. O. Ready, go. Ooh. Ready, go. Oi. Nice job, friends. Are the 2 things that you need to send to your teacher today. Aquí están las cosas que debes enviar a tu maestra hoy. 3 sentences with prepositions. I gave you these sentences and you're going to put a preposition, a little word that tells you where, and you'll probably need to add a few more words. And then your 2 answers to the discussion questions, making sure you go back to the text and also write the page number. Debes enviar los 3 frases aquí con una palabra que debe añadir una preposición dentro del frase y escribir con la preposición. Y 2 respuestas a estas preguntas. No es necesario copiar las preguntas, pero debes escribir tus 2 respuestas y escriba donde encontraste la página en que encontraste tus respuestas. Great job today, friends. Don't forget that it's Get Active Day. Make sure to spend some time outside or inside just getting active. It's so important for your bodies. We miss you, and we love you. Happy Thursday. Bye.